All right, we're out here at the Homeward Bound Dog Shelter, of course, with County Commissioner Denny Biddle. I always say Danny, so we'll stick with Denny.
Good job.
Diane
Good job.
Hammondtree, Secretary of Homeward Bound Dog Shelter. The walls are up. Things are starting to look like it's coming together. Your thoughts?
Go first.
It's awesome. When I first came in here, I thought I was in prison because everywhere I went, I walked into a block wall. But now with it being painted in doorways, it's great.
It actually looks pretty good. Are you impressed so far?
Yeah, I was on vacation last week, and coming back before I left, these walls were all gray. They weren't painted, and so now to see them, it really starts looking like a dog show. It's hard to visualize when everything's a gray block, but now that we got the light paint on, so it's airy and light, and it looks super nice, super nice.
So, what is the anticipated time that this would be open, or at least that you could start getting everything down pat, down ready to open?
We are hoping that, June 1st is what we're looking at, but I'm telling everybody July 1st because we want it completely done. If you push it, the parking lot, landscaping, we have some plaques to put up. I mean, there's a lot to be done. So we want it a turnkey operation when we do it. So I'm anticipating July 1st in that range. Yeah.
So when you walked out here today, you talked about when you'd seen it. This has been many years in the process.
Only 5.
Only 5 years.
Yeah.
So seeing it to this stage, even it's not even done yet, but seeing it at this stage, how does that make you feel? I mean,
It's awesome. On May 18th, it will be 5 years from our first meeting. So
this is a labor of love.
For everybody, yeah. And it's a community project. It's not just us. It's not just the board.
And Denny, I was going to ask you. So has there been any more? I don't want to say hiccups, but you kind of have to change a few things here and there.
There have been decisions almost daily that we've had to look at. A good example truly is the color of the paint. We took one of the kennels and put like 4 or 5 different colors of paint with the floor that we picked. So we looked at that and had several people come in. And luckily enough, Steve Richter, the superintendent, and I picked the colors out. And so it really turned out way better than we thought because, ladies have a little different eye than guys. So we're pretty damn happy with the color.
That's beautiful.
That we turned out. We didn't want too light, didn't want too dark. Other examples is this water line was in the wrong spot. So we had to change a water line because it wasn't exactly how we thought it was going to be on the print. When you do a design build, there's always going to be changes. I mean, when you look on paper, it looks really, really good. Then you get to the kennels, you get to this or to that, that's not quite the way we want it. So we've had to do several changes along the way. We've had some additions, some subtractions. With a design build, and I think we're about done. Probably the biggest, hardest thing for me was we ended up being about 100,000 short. We had some donors that didn't follow through, so some of the cuts that we may or may not have to make, we're still working through. We're working, and the cuts that I'm talking about is the outside dog runs. The inside dog runs are heated. That's all done, but the outside dog runs, we may not be able to concrete and heat those. It's about $100,000 to do that. So we're working through that to see if we can raise some more money to do that. We really like it to be completed. And the reason the outside dog runs really need to be heated is for winter. Right. Otherwise you're in there scraping snow, trying to shovel snow out of each one of these kennels that we have outside for all the dogs. So the safety of the dogs, safety of the staff, so I'm trying to raise some more money to be able to have a 100% complete dog kennel. But that's probably the hardest thing right now is that 100,000 that we're short, on the cutback. Because the construction was obviously, as it always kind of creeps up on you. You figure this cost is going to be that, and you get it, that's more than we thought. Yeah. On the original budget. So that's probably the hardest thing right now is trying to figure out how do we make it the best we can make with the dollars we have. And so that's a big thing. We do need about another 100,000 we're trying to figure out how to raise to do
So
that.
that was gonna be my next question. Are you still, you're still accepting donations?
Oh, always.
Can you kind of
Always.
tell how, if somebody watches this video and said, hey, I'd like to donate, how would they go about that?
It's a P.O. box. Do we still have the P.O.
Yeah,
box?
but you would contact Homeward Bound or the county.
Okay.
Diane would be your contact with that. I know they have a website. You go on the Homeward Dog Shelter of Action County website.
Right.
There's ways to donate there. You can call Diane, you can call our office. And all the donations we want to go through Homeward Bound, you know, not directly to the county, because then that's how the dollars are funneled to us, is through them. But yeah, you could contact me at the Commissioner's office or Diane or either website, actioncounty.org or.
I think the website pretty much put me on once we
Yes,
got,
for the contact, yeah.
yeah, once we got rid
Yeah,
of
that would be
PayPal.
wonderful if we get some additional donations, because I'd love to have those outside kennels heated,
Yeah.
you know, to complete the project.
Diane, I know last time we talked, you talked about that you was hoping to have an area for the older dogs.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that still
Yes.
gonna happen, or?
It's on the paperwork right there.
Yep.
Senior center.
Yep.
Senior center,
Yep.
center for the dog.
I've got a kennel for me in case I don't have any place to be. I
That's
can
funny.
keep them well,
Yeah.
I'm a senior. I can
Yeah,
do that,
we
yeah.
both are.
Oh, gosh, that takes up 2 kennels.
It does,
and you can only-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The floor is heated, so I'll sleep on the floor.
Yeah, okay.
One last real quick question. What was, walking through this, I know you had, kind of went through it. What's one thing in there you thought, well, this looks a whole lot better than I imagined?
The first time I came in, I couldn't find the lobby, which is what we're in, which is what we're in.
Yeah.
Because that's the training room, and I really wanted to find a training room so I could see what I need to be in there. And also, those are the 2 meet and greet rooms, and I needed to see where they were. So about my 4th trip out,
Yeah.
I found those 3 rooms and the lobby.
So have you seen back where the dogs are gonna be? Oh, the cages. We did over at
Yeah.
the recycling, remember where?
Yes.
It used to be a recycling center. We
Yes.
talked about the cages.
Yep.
Can you give me an update on the cages?
Steve, when are we meeting? Did he give a schedule to come in? Next week, we're meeting with the kennel gentleman,
Edwin.
Edwin?
Edwin.
Yeah, Edwin. And so we're gonna come in and measure. And then again, that's where some of the options for our cutting, you know, how many kennels we're gonna put, where we're gonna put them, you know, because we're trying to save dollars on that right now. And so we're still in the works of finalizing how many kennels. I know there's like 670 available, but some will come out because of the senior room. We won't put
Right.
those in yet,
Right.
you know, but they're on the drawing to do. If we get overloaded, we can stick them in fairly quickly. So yeah, there's still a lot going on with decision making still. But it was much easier to see the layout when it's painted than when it's
Oh,
all block walls.
definitely.
Seriously, way easier
Oh,
to
yeah.
figure it out.
I come in here during the block thing, and it does.
Yeah.
It's kind of doom and gloom.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Well, there weren't ceilings and lights.
There wasn't
and
lights
stuff,
and
yeah.
ceilings and paint, yeah. So
Right.
it's really looks cool now. It's a good time to come and show the public what it looks like.
Well, we'll kind of do a quick walkthrough. I'll grab
Yep.
a little bit of film to throw in there of
Okay.
the different things. And then as it gets closer to the date, maybe we can do a video before it opens.
Oh, yeah.
And show it brand new
Yep.
before anything gets.
Yeah,
put in
because see,
there.
there'll be a counter
Right.
behind us. The counter's not here yet.
Right.
You know, there's still a lot of work to be done yet. But yes,
Well,
we'd be
we
happy to-
have 3 offices that we have to
you know, so
equip, so we're, especially our Homeward Bound office, we are open for people helping get the desk and the chairs and computer and stuff like that.
So are you looking for people to donate like desks or chairs or anything? Or are you?
Good.
could. Yeah, sure.
Good,
Yeah,
good
sure could.
things,
Yeah.
yes.
yeah,
Of course.
we'll
Yeah,
figure
if
that
you're
out.
watching
Yeah.
this and you want to
Yeah.
donate something,
Right.
Yep.
contact Diane Hammondtree at
Yep.
Homeward Bound.
606-4433.
Give me that number one more time.
419-606-4433.
As you see behind me, this is the employee entrance and the night drop-off for officers. If there's a dog that they pick up at night, they'll be able to come in here without the dog warden. They'll be able to drop a dog in. This is our isolation, where the dogs will come in here first to be checked out before they're in what I'm gonna call general public of dogs. You gotta make sure they're not diseased or have any issues They'll stay in there until they're released to go into the general population. These are one of the 4 kennels we have. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there's 10 of them in here. And the back, if you notice, the back one is for large dogs. We have some kennels for larger dogs, more room than the smaller dogs. So we have that in each one. So what will happen is,
Construction is active.
construction, they'll go from the isolation room, once they're checked out, then they'll come into here. And it's a semicircle here. So what happens is it's a rotating basis. They'll come in here when they get ready for adoption, they'll rotate to the other side, which we'll see. As we come back here, you'll see an inside kennel here with no outside runs. If you turn around, you'll see another one behind you. This is what Diane's room is, which is the old folks' home. We're planning on putting maybe couches and stuff instead of kennels in there to start, you know, for older dogs. And, you know, then the staff can come back here if they want to spend a little time with the dog or it's having issues. And if you keep coming, these are more additional outside run kennels on both sides of you. And then behind, what's really nice, when people walk dogs, they'll come right out the back here.
Okay.
They'll take the dog from the kennel and come out and then be able to walk dogs all through the back and the side of the fields.
We're heading into another pod of the building, and as you can see, it's very long with a lot of kennels because we had to get 70 kennels in this building properly. There's going to be a little guillotine door that we operate outside the kennel to let the dog go out on his patio.
And this is completely the opposite side of the building.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a U-shaped building, and that was designed that way. So the rotation of the dogs starts over there when they come in, then it rotates over here, and then we'll show you the other part of the building where the adoption starts.
Right.
This will be the prep room for the dog food. You know, some dogs require special food depending if they're sick or not, and so all the food prep for the dogs will be in here. And this is the laundry room. So this is where all the rugs and blankets and all that stuff be washed and folded.
How many washers are you going to have?
We're planning on 1 washer, 2 dryers, 1 90-pound washer and 2 dryers. The drying's the hard part. Obviously, anybody that does towels and rugs, it takes a lot longer to dry them than to wash them, but they're going to be commercial washers. I mean, we're set up to be able to put 2 and 2. We're going to start out with 1 and 2 and see how that works.
So because the floors are heated, we're not going to have to worry so much about blankets.
It should be way less.
One thing that we are going to need are carts, you know, for moving laundry, dirty laundry.
Laundry
clean
carts. If
laundry.
anybody has laundry carts, they can, if they want to donate laundry carts, because that's how we'll move the blankets and around to the kennels and stuff.
Okay, and one other quick question. I noticed all the flooring here. What's going to be the flooring?
The flooring is going to be an epoxy floor. It's going to be a beautiful floor. We've already got colors picked out. I don't know where that sample's at. And we'll get the whole floor and the whole facility will be all the same. So it'll be easy to clean, easy to sweep, low maintenance. It's a 40 to 50 year floor. So it should last almost forever. This is what we call our adoption pod. This one and the last one you saw, which they all look the same, but then this is where the dogs that are adoptable will be in here. And the reason they'll be here is because we have get acquainted rooms right across the hall here. If you can walk backwards slowly.
I can do that.
This is one of our get acquainted rooms that was Diane's idea. And what happens where, you know, the person will come in this door, will be able to bring the dog from the back door.
So they're not with other dogs.
So they're not with other dogs, because the public won't allow, the goal is not to allow public into the kennels.
Right.
You know, so we'll bring the dog to them.
So
we
that's the lobby, and this
we
is
have 2 acquainted rooms, this one and this one, so you can do more in one time.
Right.
And in this room here, if you want to peek in, this is the other side of the entrance when we first came in. This, Diane had a great idea that what we're going to do is they'll be training people that don't know how to take care of dogs. If you've ever had a dog, Diane will come in and train you and show you videos, and, you know, before you adopt a dog, to make sure you understand all the work. You know, it's just not easy just having a dog. You got to take care of them, you got to feed them, you got to clean their
Right.
poop up, you got to do all that stuff. So Diane wants to train them. So that's what this idea came from. That, you know, we'll come in. If they decide they like to adopt a dog, there'll be a training program before they take the dog out, just as a training, so we don't get returned dogs. We get a lot of returned dogs because people take a dog, love a dog, and oh my, it's too
Yeah.
much work, or their schedule won't allow that to happen. So that'll be a meeting room, training room for people that come in looking to adopt a dog.
Training the humans, the dogs are
Yeah.
usually fine.
Yeah, good point. And see, the other nice thing that we want to do is out in the lobby room, we'll put a big TV there, and the goal is to take pictures of the dogs in the kennels, so then they can look at the dog themselves from a picture standpoint. You know, some people like big dogs, some people like little dogs, so they'll be able to scroll through and look at the dogs that are adoptable and say, yeah, I kind of like, can I see that dog, or can I see that dog? So it's really going to be a cool setup for adoption. And that was all Diane's idea.
And it's truly, it's a state of the art.
It is.
It
Dog
is,
shelter.
yeah,
It is.
and there's not
Yes.
gonna be any dog fights or people arguing or anything the way it's set up.
Yeah,
It's all happy.
Yeah, and then again, the concept, as Diane said, we've been doing this for 5 years. We've looked at tons of different concepts and different ideas and different ways to operate. And so it really, unfortunately, takes that long to do what we think's a very good final building and
Yeah.
process.
We add, delete, add,
We have
delete.
just, you know, we have looked at hundreds of different layouts and setups, and how do we do this? Why do we do that? You know, and I really think it's a home run.
Yeah,
I think we've got it right the first time. now from a management perspective, you have to look at, okay, we still haven't figured out, you know, okay, all the volunteers, how we handle those, come in the door. You know, we still got some management things to figure out. But yeah, I think we have a lot more volunteers. You know, the cleaning will be way, way quicker, take less people.
Right.
I mean, there's still some learning curves of handling the dogs, and, you know, what kennel do we want to use, you know, when, where, what. You know, because again, the idea of the 70 was for the overflow, because at one house we had 50 dogs, one house we had 20 dogs. You know, so you ended up with huge overflows quickly. You know, so that was the idea of building it so big. So we had some place to put them. I'm trying to find that button.
Oh, is that you?
That's me. Okay.
I thought we were in church.
That's my church button. It always reminds me, go to church Sunday. But that is, you know, it's the overflow, and the other conception as we looked at this was, every building that we're doing now in the county, which is the health department, this one, and buildings, what we're doing is trying to project a 75,000 community of the county. This will keep us there. You know, they won't have to do any additions, because obviously if you got 75,000 people, suppose 55, you have more dogs and
Right.
more things to deal with. So we tried to build it for a long-term facility instead of saying, well, let's just do 30 kennels now because that's all we need. Well, we've been out of kennels for 15 years,
Oh, yeah.
you know, at the current dog shelters. So, and I think it make it easier for adoption. I think we'll have less dogs in the kennel because
Yeah.
adoption will be way better.
Yeah, I do
And
too.
if we do have an overflow, we can handle it. You know, is it a big investment? It's a huge investment, but it truly is long-term. We were financially able to do this at this point. We're very fortunate to have the finances to do it. We're setting the county up for the next 50 to 60 years with our dog shelter.
That was gonna be my last question. How long is this anticipated to
Well-
meet all the needs before it?
In our lifetime, it'll be
Oh, yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah. No,
Even
it-
after we're with Jesus, it'll be good.
Yeah, no, and that's why I say that the 75,000, which is a 50% increase, it should easily cover that.
Yeah.
You know, so it is 50 to 70, 80 a year, you know, unless the county just explodes to way bigger. Most counties aren't this big. You know, most counties are a smaller dog shelter, 40, maybe 50. We felt that if we're gonna invest the money, just do it, we have it, make it long-term, don't make the next generation have to worry about a dog shelter like we've had to for the last 20 years.
Well, I'll tell you what, in the dog warden, Joe, who, I mean,
Yeah.
the guy does a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
He's gotta be pretty happy.
He's awesome.
All the staff is so excited.
The secretary's wonderful. The kennel manager's doing
Yeah,
good.
doing great, and it's gonna be so much easier for those people.
And there's a
Way much easier.
volunteer group already in process for the old shelter. that they're just gonna come over and help organize volunteers. So.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, again, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Have a great day.
So, Joe, you're in the lobby right now, and if you look straight across over there, that's our training room where every adoptive person will have a lesson on how to take care of their dog before they take the dog home.
So where's that on here?
Right
We're
here.
right here.
Yep, there's you, there's the training room.
Okay.
Now next door are the meet and greet rooms. So the dogs will come in from the other side from the kennels, come into the meet and greet room to see their people. The people will come in this way, the dog will be brought to the people over there.
Okay.
As you're walking down, let's see. Wait a minute. Okay,
I know we talked about where the intake was.
yeah, this is the isolation room where only the police department and the sheriff can bring dogs in through there. And then we'll start loading the kennels over here. Probably these won't be used right away. Then as the dogs become more and more adoptable, we'll start bringing them over here until they're right across from the visitation rooms. So we can bring them right across here. They'll all have a little patio out here with a guillotine door that lets them out.
And you said something about you are able to heat certain, I mean, like if you don't have any dogs when you first open or the first month, you
Right.
won't have to heat that side.
Yeah, chances are this whole side will be heated and air conditioned right away. These will be holding off until we get the flow going from here. Laundry room, storage room, offices, all in this little pod right here. My favorite part is on both sides there's a toilet and a toilet so we can take our pooper scoopers from the kennel and flush and flush and
Oh,
flush.
so you don't have to,
Well, you
keeps
clean
it
up.
simple,
You
yeah.
clean up, but it, it's water and squeegee after that. But it'll save on the sewer system getting piled up.
well, this is pretty neat.
Now these are the two rentals, which you can't see from here. It's at the front when you're driving up. We want to have a vet and a groomer as our tenants.
So it'd be kind of one-stop shop.
Well, they'll have their own clientele. They're just going to be helping us,
Okay.
which we'll pay them too, but
Yeah.
they'll have their own business.
Well, that's pretty
Yeah.
good. So how excited are you now that it's
I can't
actually?
stand it. I can't stand it. I'm ready to get my bed here and just stay.
There you go.
Oh, and then somewhere in here is the senior center. Shoot, I can't find it. It's only for senior dogs.
I thought he said this right here. Oh, that's the food prep, laundry. And
Yeah, I'm not sure where it is. I saw it too. Anyway, the dogs will come in old, and if they're in fairly good health, if we can afford the medications and stuff, we will medicate them. But if they're not going to be able to be fostered or adopted, we will keep them till they die. And we'll continue to work on foster. There's a lot of people now that want to take an old dog. You know, if they're older like me, they don't want to be tripped by a puppy, they'll take an older dog. They're potty trained, they're usually wonderful.
all they do is just lay and give you loving.
That's right, that's right.
Well, Diane, this is awesome. I cannot
It's-
wait till the doors open
Me too.
and we can start showing all the little dogs running around.
Yep, yep. We'll have an open house before we move the dogs over because public is not allowed to go down through the kennels.
Okay.
It disturbs the dogs too much. So
Okay.
we'll let all the people in first and we'll let the dogs in.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
Thank
Thank you so much for the update.
you.